Panda chronographs are popular, there is no doubt about it. But when you combine the popularity of the Omega Speedmaster with the desirability of the Rolex Daytona and put it for the great price, the result might be spectacular. This is what Tissot did. Tissot recently launched the exciting PR516 chronograph. It's fresh, it's distinct, and it's beautiful. The PR516 was a collection dated from 1970s, spotted on the wrist of James Bond in Live or Let Die. However, this diver was derived into a chronograph with severe racing vibes, a watch which was recently revived by Tissot with a mechanical movement. This second version, the automatic white-blue combo, was slightly created for a different dynamic, to impress and to be a contender for the actual preferences. And indeed, this was a welcome chronograph by the enthusiast and an inspired move by Tissot to capitalize on this current trend. In fact, in this price range, slightly above 2000 euros with a non-Celita movement, I think a Panda dial was needed. This is similar in color to a Omega Speedmaster Silver Snoopy award, but it adds a bit of Daytona vibe to it as well. Basically, through the clear white foreground contrasted with blue accents, we can relate it to the Silver Snoopy award, which was a proven desired color combo. And through the thin contrasted subdials, we can relate it to the newer Daytona designs, but also through its Jubilee bracelet, which is representative, as you know, for the Datejust model. And if this combo with the blue bezel with subdials outlined in blue on a white foreground is almost a guaranteed result, the only thing which truly matters now is to understand how well it's executed. So let's find out. But not before saying that this watch was offered for review by Albini Prasa, which are my friends. They are official Tissot retailers. For the Tissot models, they have convenient prices and also they ship worldwide. I'll leave the link in the description. Now, the PR516 platform, it's probably not the most exciting platform which you've ever seen with a simple tonneau shape and trimmed lugs. However, for me this model has quite a nice sculptural case which is not that complex but is very representative for the digital era, and it lays down beautifully as a volume on the wrist. Basically, the digital era enhanced the previous current designs in ergonomics, from rounded shapes to squares and octagons as a symbol of the future, and back in the days the PR series was representative for that design trend. If you want, Renaissance recently launched a design based on this case, the Type 7. The hexagonal tonneau case is one of my favorites because it's very sculptural. As I mentioned, it is based on a simple hexagon, a monoblock trimmed on top and on the bottom to form the curved lugs with the aim to host the straps. And as I mentioned, this type of case was iconic in the 70s and the 80s, being representative for the motif of the digital era. And this shape, being derived from the integrated bracelet concept, ensures lesser lug space and the straps are looking better against the case. The watch head is linearly brushed and it's accented on the side chamfer by a polished finish which relates finishing wise with the vertical side of the bezel. In fact, the volume is simply predictable and flows better with straps added, exactly how I did with this current FKM rubber from 7 Friends and Watches. On the product photos, the watch feels fully matted, but in reality it's quite flashy and well contrasted between the brushed surface and the lacquered sapphire insert. I thought the bezel was indeed matted but has actually a sapphire insert above the tachymeter ring to emulate and to celebrate the 70s racing PR516 chronograph, which had an acrylic insert. The dial offers a beautiful contrast between white, blue, but metallic accents as well. If it was contrasted by color made out of matted accents, the watch I'm pretty sure would have been boring, but because they added highly polished hands and markers, this third dimension makes the watch more appealing in my opinion and provides a premium look. The white foreground is matted, the subdials are contrasted in blue accented with concentric circles, leaving the inner subdials on a simplistic manner. I think that's the beauty of it because it plays very well with the space of the dial. I also like how the hands are finished based on the 70s principles, with a blue coated base and unveiled on a highly polished finish, the minute one being differentiated through a syringe tip. The lume is excellent. Normally, having too many PRXs, I didn't have too many expectations from the lume department, however, it is brilliant. Besides having a consistent lume across the dial markers and the hands, the tachymeter ring is fully lumed and accurately made. I'm super impressed by these accents. If you think that the Swatch Group brands apply such lumed bezels for its chronographs only on the superior priced Speedmasters. So A+ from my side for this accent, honestly. The bracelet of the PR516 is inspired from the iconic Jubilee bracelet, a thick bracelet made to match the heft of the case but has a nice tapering starting from 20mm, creating a nice proportion against the case, having individual links polished centrally and brushed on the sides. I do have to mention the brushing of the overall watch. It is refined and looks good. I was impressed by the quality and the way the pattern reacts to the light. The bracelet is closed into a butterfly clasp where it is brushed, signed by Tissot, and I like the addition of it. I think it's a comfortable solution having individual links, and once it's properly sized will ensure a better comfort compared to an Oyster one as an example. Now, compared to my PRX chronograph, these are different beasts, and the PRX is based on the integrated bracelet concept, means that the case is tailored to work visually with the bracelet to provide continuity on the overall volume. The watch offers a chunky appearance on the wrist, has presence to its monolithic case but through its height as well. I was complaining about the watch and how it could have been optimized to wear slimmer and more comfortable on the wrist. But the good news is the PR516 is slimmer and better tailored to be inclusive, to sit better on different wrist sizes, having a more imposing profile with longer lugs. But truly it doesn't provide a feeling of a mushroom on the wrist. The movements are similar. The PRX chronograph hosts the A05H31 based on the ETA 7753, which has 7.9mm in height, and because it offers the date disc feature, it makes it chunkier at 14.54mm, where the automatic PR516 has the A05231, a different 7753 iteration, but enriched with better specs like 29 joules versus 27 joules on the PRX, and has 68 hours instead of 60 hours for the integrated bracelet model. Both models sharing the same racing half of rim as a rotor motif, concluding that the newer PR516 model is a better choice from the caliber perspective. However, if you aren't still satisfied with this automatic movement for this case size, Tissot recently revived the iconic model with a mechanical movement which doesn't have a rotor, meaning that it is slimmer with 1mm. But if you aren't still convinced, there is the same case with a quartz movement at 12mm in thickness for around $500, so there are options from Tissot this year. On the wrist, I feel like this model with white foreground and blue accents is a looker. You can't ignore it on someone's wrist. I think it is balanced enough, contrast-wise, and clear enough to impress and to work with various contexts. It really feels like a robust watch. It gives me the confidence to wear it also in practical environments because of the sapphire combo on the bezel too. And I truly like it how it works with various straps. It's quite easy to change it to transform it from a formal combo into a practical one. And in my opinion, against the PRX chronograph, I simply think it's a better watch overall. The movement is better, the case is sculpted better to stay and look comfy on the wrist, the bracelet is more elegant and more comfortable, and the watch is simply better looking and better balanced against its PRX counterpart. So these are my thoughts in regard to the new PR516. This has spectacular roots from the past, and in my opinion it's recreated based on solid principles, and for this reason the PR516 chronograph will qualify as a brave beater on the channel in the position number 67. So that's it, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm really curious to know what do you think about this new PR516 Panda chronograph. Please let me know in the comments below. And as usual, if you're new around, please consider subscribing for future episodes. Thank you very much, thanks for watching, and until next time, be brave and stay safe.